Hey, Christopher Hunt here with another Musings of a Mariner Sojourning in the Land of Woke. I was wanting to share another story, a little story from this week that occurred. Uh, uh, First, I'll start out a little bit earlier than that. Earlier this month, my wife's mother, my mother-in-law, she passed away quite suddenly, and so I'd ask you to please pray for her. Her name was Maria Eugenia, um, and so my wife and children flew out there. I was offshore when I was able to get in. I flew out there and was there, and I returned here in order to go back to work. But they didn't have a place to put me until next week, this week coming up. So I was going to, I've been going to daily mass, and on Thursday after daily mass, there was out in Gibson, Louisiana, at the Sacrament of the Blessed, the Chapel of the Blessed Sacrament. There was an Ultrea, which is a men's group, and in that, there was a priest there, and he was sharing about the gospel where it says, "Unless you love God more than mother, father, brother, sister, so on and so forth," in the Synoptic Gospels, you do not merit the kingdom of God. And in the Gospel of Luke is the only one that adds, "Unless you love God more than you love your wife," and um, that really kind of hit me in the gut a little bit, because here I am now home alone, without my family here, which is I mean, I really don't like being here home alone, but I've been utilizing the time to be able to go to daily mass and so on and so forth. And you see, my wife and I, before we had Regina, we were going to daily mass very regularly, and then whenever we had Regina, we were still continuing to regularly go to daily mass, and when we had Mercedes, we just kind of dropped off from going to daily mass. And this year, I've been praying in my rosary very frequently that Maru and I would grow in devotion to Jesus and the Blessed Sacrament, and that our children will also grow in devotion to Jesus and the Blessed Sacrament even before they have the ability to really understand. Well, like anybody has the ability to really understand that, but you know, um, to the extent that's possible by us. And I've been praying that we would be able to start receiving the Holy Eucharist more frequently. And so this last about 3 weeks, I've been making it to Mass almost every single day. But whenever Father said that, it's like, unless you love God more than your wife, you don't merit the kingdom of God, and quoting Jesus. And that was like, wow. You know, I'm sitting here like, hey, my wife ain't around, so I think I'm going to go hang out with Jesus. I'm going to go hang out with Jesus and uh, till my wife comes back around, and then I guess I'll just wait till Sunday to go see him, because my wife's here. I'm going to hang out with my wife, right? So it was kind of a little eye-opening thing, like God saying, "Hey, man, okay, you're trying to go to mass on Sunday. That's good. You miss mass all the time when you're all on a boat. Uh, you're never coming in to see me, and sure, you try to keep me on your mind or whatever, but you kind of leave me on the back burner." That's kind of what I felt like Jesus was telling me. And so now I need to start getting back into the practice of going to daily mass and going to adoration, and with my wife. We need to do it together. We need to do it as a team. So yeah, that was just a little eye opener for me, that happened this week. Uh, Thank you for listening to Musings of a Mariner Sojourning in the Land of Woke. Hope you all have a great Sunday. God bless.